Bellamy springs himself to victory, and Luffy meets a rival he never knew he had, in my review of One Piece, episode 636. The next round of the Kurita Coliseum battle is underway, and there was a lot of build-up for this Bartolomeo character, and you know what? He doesn't do jack shit, aside from throw a freaking fake bomb into the audience, which actually ends up being a baseball painted black. It was all a build-up for nothing. I'm hoping he's gonna do a little bit more. But still, there was a lot of other characters this week. Bellamy was a badass this week. I love when he made his entrance. And, you know, it looks like he's been taking the Barry Bonds juice. But still, it's awesome. You can tell he's gotten a lot stronger. He's taking out dudes left and right. And I like the way he's able to spring himself around, like, really, really quick. Kind of similar to what he did before, but you can tell there's a lot more power behind his attacks now. Another character they're building up quite a bit is Elizabello, the Boxing King. And he's actually joined by this group of cronies who are trying to protect him because he's building up power for this one massive punch, which supposedly can destroy like an entire fort. And I don't know, I just don't see this guy going very far, but I can't wait to see what this punch is going to do and who he's going to try to hit with it. But what's really interesting is his main guard is this one guy whose name is Dogma. He looks just like Dr. Robotnik. And he's also joined by this other guy by the name of Tank. And he has this big, like, giant ball and chain, which he's just throwing around and knocking people into the water, which happens to have the giant fighting fish in it, the ones with the big horns. So you're pretty much screwed either in the ring or outside of the ring. You're dead. There's one character they focused on just a little bit this week, and it's this one mystery guy who has this big sword. He's wearing this gladiator helmet, and his name is Ricky. He just looks hard as fuck. He looks like something out of Berserk. He really reminds me of Guts with the mask and the big sword, and he's just taking out dudes left and right. But they don't focus on him too much. Luffy just sort of says that he looks really strong, but they give you enough scenes of him to make you realize he's probably going to be somewhat important in this. Even with all the badass action scenes with Bellamy looking like a slinky on crack, my favorite thing about this episode was Luffy hanging out with Cavendish. And did you catch the part where Luffy actually called him Cabbage? That was pretty funny. But right at the end, suddenly this big, massive martial arts master just appears right in front of them. And he outright calls Lucy Luffy. And he's like, I know about your grandfather Garp. In fact, Garp nearly killed me years ago. And because of that, I'm now going to hold a grudge against his children and grandchildren. And he says this all aloud. So Cavendish hears all of this. And he has a massive grudge against the Straw Hats. So, damn. Luffy right now is stuck between a rock and a hard place. In a literal sense here, he could really be in danger. I don't know if these guys are going to outright try to attack him right here, if they're going to do the whole, we're going to take you down in the tournament style. All I know is it's really shocking to see this big guy just suddenly appear out of nowhere. But you know what? I just need to stop thinking that, because every freaking episode of this arc has been introducing so many characters, and little by little, this arc is actually kind of becoming my favorite. I'm really liking all of the outlandish characters. I'm a little bummed by Bartolomeo. I was kind of hoping he would do something. He's still got a really crazy, wacky-ass design. I just want to see what he's capable of, aside from just throwing baseballs into the audience. That's lame as shit. But still, Bellamy was awesome this week. I love the way he was animated when he was fighting, especially when he was fighting against the multiple guys and just jumping around them real quick when he hit that one guy into the wall who fell into the water. That scene just really stuck out to me, and when he was fighting against the guy with the ball and chain, he did this big punching move, and he really hasn't even gotten started yet. A lot of these guys haven't even gotten started yet. This battle is still going on. I want to see what's up with Ricky. Ricky is a badass. And because of that, I'm going to give this week's episode a 9 out of 10. I'm going to bump it down just a little bit because I wish they could have shown a little bit more with some of the fights. I wish they could have gotten through the Bartolomeo stuff a little bit in the beginning. That whole baseball scene really didn't do anything for me. I was kind of hoping something more crazier would happen. His character's kind of disappointing me because he's just so crazy looking, but maybe they're just hyping him up. I'm not sure. Remember, guys, I do not read the manga series, but otherwise, everything else was pretty damn solid. There were a lot of cool action scenes. The music cues were good. The artwork was pretty decent for the most part. And that big twist at the end, seeing that big guy walk in and just, you know, fuck up Luffy's world, give us that to be continued screen, which is just going to mess with us wanting to see next week's episode. That's how you do a good anime television series. So, 9 out of 10, great episode. Check it out, guys. And now comes the part where you guys get to tell me what you thought about this week's episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you have any favorite characters that showed up this week? And what's gonna happen with the big Jack dude? Is he gonna fight against Luffy, or are they gonna go classy and go tournament style? Remember, guys, before you leave, make sure to hit the like button. It's really, really easy to do, and it helps us out a lot. And also, if you want to see more of our content, make sure and subscribe to our channel. And you can also check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. I'll put links to both of those in the description box below. So, I'll see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.